The Bank of England has lifted its interest rate to their highest levels in 14 years. Business and households across the UK are squeezing their budgets as workers across the country strike for better pay.
Christmas isn't getting any cheaper. Food prices, one of the main things pushing up inflation. And with places like this farm shop seeing their margins squeezed, there may be more increases to come.
Our biggest cost pressure is electricity now, because obviously we've got lots of refrigeration and we're very reliant on electricity. I mean, through the summer, obviously it's very hot, so we're using lots more than normal. This weather, it's not so bad, but I've still seen an increase of nearly £3,000 a month for my electricity bill, which is a massive pill to swallow. Come the new year, obviously we're going to have to look where we can cut back in all directions, you know. Obviously fuel is another factor. There's only so much you can put on prices. You know, your customers are all struggling as well.
In the face of this inflation, the Bank of England raised interest rates for the 9th successive meeting, a new record, taking them up to 3.5%.
When we looked at your previous mortgage...
Higher rates are already squeezing those with mortgages. Andy is paying an extra £750 a month.
Those that do have a mortgage have got a bit of a double whammy there. They're getting the increase in mortgage rates or base rates, but also much less disposable income in terms of trying to service their other bills or afford the other things that they've got in their life as well.
The bank described some small glimmers of hope. Inflation's probably peaked, and the recession might not be as deep as feared, but the squeeze is likely to get worse before it gets better. We've had the highest inflation since the 1980s, the biggest increase in interest rates over a year since the 1980s. We've got the most widespread industrial action since the 1980s. It's no coincidence this is all happening at the same time. We're living through a convergent, interlocking set of crises where everyone is getting worse off. But the public sector's point is they are getting worse off quicker than everyone else. Why? Because private sector earnings are rising far faster than those of state workers, something the governor reiterated.
The earnings numbers, particularly in the private sector, are coming out a bit above where we thought they would be. Not a lot above. I don't want to put too much emphasis on the scale of the, in the sense, the overshoot, but they are coming out a bit above where we thought they would be. But that is really consistent with the fact that the labour market in this country is so tight.
Many of those striking, including these postal workers in Hertfordshire, say it's unfair that their real earnings are falling back. The government argues that to give them higher pay would risk letting inflation get out of control. This argument is likely to rage all the way to Christmas and beyond.